What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. We've been beaten 6-3 at home to Liverpool just before Christmas. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas. I'm here with David, who's joined me for the game. You've come all this way to watch Spurs. You wanted entertainment and goals. Were you not entertained today, David? You did get 9 goals.
Are you not entertained? That's what Andrew was saying. Well, I got one good game in, United, but unfortunately Chelsea game, Rangers game, now this one. We're just so up and down, and we're so thin. Our squad depth is so thin. I don't think we can do twice a week anymore. We had one less rest day than Liverpool.
Yeah.
They rotated their player against Southampton in their quarterfinals. We had a tougher draw, tougher luck. We needed everyone against United. I think fans would have preferred a United win.
And the annoying thing in that game, United 3-0 up as well, and we made it a close game, which means we had to put that extra effort in the last point of the game.
At the game, we were so close to taking Sonny off. I was telling him we should take Sonny off. Then, 63rd minute, they scored. Couldn't take him off then. 70th minute, I was saying, let's take Sonny off now. They scored again, so it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, and look, today was always going to be difficult. I don't think anyone expected Spurs to get anything from today. I think that's fair to say. But, well, look, we've seen Liverpool in recent games against Fulham and Newcastle. They've struggled a bit to kind of win those games. They drew both those games. They've been conceding goals. So maybe coming into this game off the back of maybe a morale-boosting quarter-final win, people thought our tails might be up. Maybe we would have a fast start again. But let's be honest, Liverpool took control from minute one. That first half, we really struggled to get into the game. We were sloppy playing out the back. Basuma, Forster giving away sloppy chances. And it was only a matter of, I think Salah hit the bar, didn't he, early on. It was only a matter of time before Liverpool took the lead. It did come from a brilliant cross from Trent. I mean, if I go through all the goals, we'll probably be here for an hour. But look, they took the lead, and then they got the second, was for more sloppy play. And it was reward for what was a dominant first half from Liverpool.
They deserved it.
And even when we got back in the game, you thought, okay, let's get back into half time at 2-1 and kind of regroup and see if we can kind of go again in the second half and try and muster a performance. Well, we couldn't even hang on till half time. It felt like Liverpool just scored at will, basically. It kind of felt like if they decided we were going to score a goal now, we'll score. And as you like, we were 5 minutes. We scored 5 minutes before the break, and we couldn't even hang on for 5 minutes to hold it out to half time. That's how open we were. And yeah, I mean, it was a difficult first half. I think 3-1 at half time, probably even flattered Tottenham at that point. It could have been worse. But look, and then second half, it didn't get much better, did it?
They were just opening us up at will, and they were just so much fresher. Sarr, Bissouma couldn't match their midfield energy.
That was it. I think the midfield.
That's huge.
Just so much energy. We couldn't win those duels in the middle. And as well, they were just, I think Gravenberch especially, breaking that line with his ball carrying, and we were just chasing shadows. McAllister running the show. We couldn't do anything in the middle, so all we could do is just hooping long balls to the side, to Sonny and Deki. Deki was holding on to some of them, but it's just not enough, and there's nothing we can do. It's just energy level was too low. Yeah, it seemed, Tottenham like to usually play through the middle. You need to be sharp, you need to be quick, incisive, and you need energy for that.
Yep.
Even on and off the ball, you need energy. And it seemed like as soon as we played the ball inside, we were just sluggish a bit. We were kind of under-hitting passes, or we couldn't really have that energy to be like quick and have that sharpness. Liverpool just had it in abundance.
That's what happens when you're tired. When you're tired, you just long ball is easy to hit. And hope your teammate gets something, does something with the ball, but they can't do it. How many times have we seen Son or Deki just long ball to them, and they're just by themselves?
Yeah,
they can't do anything.
No help. Yeah, exactly.
No one's pushing up. So.
And it's a bit of a sign of laziness. Not laziness, because we are. I don't know if it's lazy, but it's definitely a sign of a lack of energy when all you're doing is lumping it forward out to where you can find space, which was out wide behind their fullback, pretty much. And I think it's because we just didn't have that energy or the sharpness to try and play that incisive football in the middle. Every time we did, Liverpool were just making us pay for it every time. And every time we went forward and we lost the ball, bam, Liverpool had loads and loads of players. You know how Robinson and Trent loved to bomb forward. They had so much energy in the forward line, so much energy in midfield as well. We just couldn't handle them at the end of the day. It was kind of tragic, and obviously it went very quickly 4 and 5-1 in that second half.
Yeah, in terms of defending, I think we knew what was coming with Van de Ven and Romero out. One of these games was coming, and Liverpool on paper, this is the worst game.
And I think people need to take a step back in terms of have it drag shit. Obviously, it wasn't a good day for them today, but I don't want them to be kind of overly critical because it's been. I think they've done well in the games. They've done well to not have a game like this, if you know what I mean. Up until now, and now obviously we're playing the best team in the league, clearly, and a team which can put anyone to the sword. And it was always going to be difficult for them today. It was always going to be a difficult day. And I think, in general, since they've stepped in those roles, since Romero, Van der Ven and Davis have all been out, they've stepped in admirably. I want to give them credit. And just because they've had a difficult day today doesn't mean they're bad players or anything like that. I think they've done well to kind of avoid having this kind of situation up until now. But obviously today's happened and they've been a bit exposed today. I thought Porro looked very, very leggy at the back as well. Spence was the only one who looked like he had a bit of energy. He was the only one.
Yeah, Spence was the only one, but even Spence, but Porro more so, he's just not a good... So he's so good at attacking, right? He knows he can do it.
He plays some nice passes to Decky.
Right, but he goes to the opposition box, but when we're defending, he's got to get back. But he just doesn't have energy to get back. And when he's back, he can't do one-on-one. Yeah. He's not the best one-on-one defender. They rested Jota today. It was Luis Diaz up top and Hakpo on the side. Both of them one-on-one demons. And Salah, like all three of them were having a field. And on the other side, we don't have that profile anymore. Odegaard's out, Mikey's out. Sonny, like 90 minutes 2 days ago, like, you know, he was tired, and also Decky's not that style. He's holding up the ball. So I just noticed they had like 3 one-on-one demons. We had 0.
I know, and we always leave them one-on-one as well.
Exactly.
And that obviously a recipe for disaster. And if they found it so easy to get on our back line because the midfield were really struggling. Again, Saar got taken off early because he was struggling clearly physically. He's usually the one that can last 90 minutes, run all day, and he couldn't do that. Obviously, Maddison, who got the goal in the first half with a nice finish, but he was lacking energy as well. So look, it went 4-5-1 very quickly in that second half. Understandably so, we were completely open, and people will be critical and shut up shop, all this kind of stuff. But look, at this point, we know we're not going to do that. And to the team's credit, we made some subs. Bergval and who else? Johnson came on, but Decky back in the middle. Decky all of a sudden comes to life when he's in the middle. Bergval added a bit of energy. Johnson had added a bit of presence in the box, at least anyway. Not as much threat out wide, but a bit of presence in the box. And well, look, we got 2 goals. Decky with a beautiful goal off. And also Solanke seemed to grow in the game as well. Solanke plays a beautiful ball to Decky, and he gets a volley, he makes it 5-2. Then we're 10 minutes to go? Yeah. We make it 5-3. Solanke with a nice finish from a Johnson header. Assist, and you're thinking, 8 minutes, 2 goals, and with stoppage time as well. I mean, no one really believed that we were going to make a comeback, but, you know, at least we got back in the game. Like when you're 2 goals behind with 8 minutes to go, it's a lot better than 4. And all of a sudden you're thinking maybe we can make a late rally here and get another goal back and see if we can force the issue. But I think the tail of the game was, it just felt like whenever Liverpool wanted to go forward and get a goal, they could. And even at 5-3, you're like, can we make a late push here? And they're just like, no, we're just going to get another goal for the game. They made it 6-3.
I'll tell you what though, Sim, because Liverpool even at home, we fans didn't expect much, but first week of January we have the first leg, Carabao Cup semi-final. First week of February we have that second game. So how many of these players are gonna come back and be fresh for the first half? Because if these players don't come back, that first leg of semi-final, it'll be a repeat.
And we could be out of the cup.
Yeah, we could be out of the cup, and all of a sudden, season looks a lot worse.
But look, I agree, and that's definitely something to worry about. I guess the takeaway, at least the team, what I would say is they showed a bit of fight near the end. They got a couple of goals and they tried to make a game of it. That definitely gives me signs that this team is still, you know, all the accusations are they not fine for the manager, all this kind of stuff.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I think clearly they are.
I don't believe in that. They're just out of energy.
You know, if a team has given up hope and belief, that game probably ends even worse than it did, and they don't even go for more goals. And at least with this team, I know this is the first game this season we've lost by more than a goal. But last season, obviously, we were on the end of a couple of batterings, weren't we? But even to think back to those games last season, the Brighton game and the Liverpool game, we were 4-0 down. We made a game of it at the end and tried to get back in the game. So this team doesn't give up, and that's you got to give them a bit of credit for that. They showed a bit of fight there, and they didn't just completely throw in the towel. They made the scoreline a bit respectable, albeit what I would say is even at 6-3, probably flattered us.
Yeah, if you watch this game live or even on TV, you can't say players didn't play for the manager. They do. They were just out of depth. They were out of energy.
And I just think the result and the performance was a consequence of first of all, 10 players out, 3 days rest, one less day than the
One less
opposition. Liverpool being the best team in the league.
Heavily.
Exactly, rotated heavily, one extra day, also being the best team in the league as well. And also adding to that the way we play, or into that concoction of just a shit, basically.
All the recipe, ingredients.
And today was basically a complete shit cake, especially. That's what came out of the oven. And look, it's tough to take, it's tough, it won't taste nice, but I came into this game not expecting to win. I came to this game, just anything we get out of this game was going to be a bonus. And at the end of the day, we did get battered. We did lose heavily. But I'm still hopeful that once we get players back, results and performances will start to turn. And look, we showed this week, we've still got a lot of fight in us. We can still get a few results, even with injuries. But it was always going to be unlikely in this game to do that. So look, it's what it is, unfortunately. But look, David, appreciate your time as always, mate. Enjoy your trip back to LA, and we'll speak to you very soon. Look, big game on Thursday we've got to move on to against Nottingham Forest. So all eyes, attention goes to that because we're now 8 points behind them. So we've got to get a win there. But look, let's move on. Like, subscribe. Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.